And we are live. This is an energy update for Posh Amavasya. What is Posh Amavasya? Well, this is the Amavasya, or this is the new moon in the month of Posh, according to the Vedic Hindu calendar. And the month of Posh is is about deep winter. The month of Posh is about deep introspection, as well. This is the last new moon of the year, right? And this being the last new moon of the year, you can say that pretty much next year's energy has begun. Okay. I think I started doing these energy updates with Posh Purnima, this year, 2025. Now we're at Posh Amavasya. Interestingly, it started with the moon being in Jeshta, I think, and Moola. Right now, the moon is in Moola. And not only is the moon in Moola, we have Mars in Moola, we have Sun in Moola. Oof, oof, intense energy. Okay, so I'm gonna do a longish talk that everybody can benefit from, so that you can take the necessary perspective and wrap up the year, or begin to wrap up the year on a good note, constructive note, and also start laying the foundation for the next year. You know, because that's what Amavasya, that's what new moons actually represent. They represent beginnings. And how you approach this particular beginning energy is going to set the tone for the next few weeks, even the next month or so. And if something is setting the tone for the next few weeks or the next month, so on the basis of where we are right now, which is like 20th of December, it's pretty much setting the tone for the next year. Okay, so it's deep, it's intense. We're going to get right into it. Yes, Rina Behraji, hello. Yes, Maulikji, hello. Although Maulikji and me, we keep interacting quite a bit. Now, next year onwards, I want to say that these deeper energy updates are also going to go into the member space. I've been finishing my public commitments this year, and one of the biggest commitments that I made to you guys here on this channel was I'm going to post every single day this year, and I've done that. Okay, so next year is going to be more focused on taking these high energy, intense, in-depth videos to the member space. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about Posh Purnima. Let's get into my notes here. Right, Posh Amavasya. Now, Amavasya, guys, is not a manifestation festival. Amavasya is a time to go within. And when you have moon in Moola, when you have Mars in Moola, and when you have Sun in Moola, this is not the time period to take a lot of action towards new things. This is a time period for going deep, connecting with what truly feels worth doing. And no matter how difficult it feels or it seems, this is the time period for creating the sustained energy and force to keep it going. Why is that? Because look, Moola is the energy of the root. Moola is Kali's energy. And being a Saturn dominant individual, I quite often inadvertently, without trying, align very well with Kali's energy. Why? Because Kali is the ruling deity. Kali is the ruling Mahavidya of Saturn. So, you know, I I felt really drawn to do this energy update today. Now, here's the thing. Kali is about connecting with the source. Okay. So when you got Sun, Mars, Moon in Moola, the energy that is operating is the energy, which is about connecting with what feels right to you to take action towards in terms of the long term change that you want to see in your life as a result of everything that you've experienced this year about what needs to change. Okay, think of it like this. Structural engineers are great at finding out that one point in an entire structure, that one weakest point that you need to just tap to bring the entire structure down. Okay, you get a normal guy, even if they're a very good civil engineer, if they're a very good mechanical engineer, and you say, okay, you know what, I want to rebuild this structure. They will have a tough time bringing that structure down. They will have a tough time rebuilding that. But a structural engineer, that's how they look at things. Okay, this point here, if you hit it, you know if you focus here, you can bring the entire structure down, you can rebuild it. And this point here, if you don't touch it, you can rebuild the entire structure. Even if 80% of it is destroyed, this will still stand. Moola is that energy. The energy that is operating right now is not the energy of starting new. No, next year onwards, I'm going to do this. Next year onwards, this is going to happen. No, the energy right now is what has this entire year been successful in showing you about where the blockage is, where your heart is. Okay, what is the root cause that you've discovered this in this entire year, to whatever situation it is that you want to resolve. Depending on, a lot of people watching this, some could definitely be millionaires if you're my clients. I'm sure, right? Some could be students, some could be, scientists. Once again, definitely some could be lawyers, doctors. Depending on who is watching this, and when you watch this, it's going to be different for you all. For some it's going to be about, I'm stuck and I don't know how to exactly get out of it. For others it's going to be about, look, life's great, but I want to do more and I don't quite understand how to do that. Moola is that energy which says, the answer for you to bring about the change that you want, no matter how much the pull of Sun Mars together is making you feel. Why? Because Sun, Mars, masculine planets on this general moon, in the nakshatra of Moola, there's a huge pull towards wanting to take action right now. But at the same time, that is not what you should be doing. What you ought to be doing is you need to be stabilizing and grounding yourself and focusing on just the one thing. If there's something that you can, if I can give you one piece of advice for this entire new moon and the time coming up ahead, is for the rest of the time that's left in the year, around about 11 days, right? By this point, just focus on how you can tackle that one thing. And if you don't know what that one thing is, sit down, relax, find time to do it. Lam meditation can be very beneficial. Lam, because Lam deals with the root chakra. Lam is connected with Kali, it is connected with Saturn, it is connected with Moola. Okay, Lam, it's like this. Lam. Okay, this is how Lam meditation is done. You have to focus on the root chakra, base of your spine. Do that every day for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay, as soon as you get up, do this first of all. Just relax, focus yourself. Back straight, shoulders open, right? Hands in, what do you say? You keep it like Dhyan Mudra. Breathe, focus. Lam. And if you can triangulate that one thing over the next 11 days, that, you know what, this is something that is a recurrent pattern that I need to get to the bottom of and resolve. The energy that is at play right now, especially because Saturn has gone direct. Saturn had been retrograde for a while. And now Jupiter at the moment is retrograde in Punarvasu. That is very good. Saturn is in Purva Bhadrapada. Let me translate that for you. If you can find out, as I said, centering and grounding yourself, focusing on that one thing that needs to be done, right? And just focusing on that and staying in that energy, holding your focus, even if the solution is not coming, even if you can't really think. Like for example, I mean, let's say your car rental business is stuck. I don't know off the top of my head. In a car rental business, it's stuck. Okay, due to recession or whatever, right? Or cab aggregator companies, etc., eating your business, and you see that, okay, you know what? The reason that we're stuck is because you know we just need better luxury cars instead of volume of cars. That's where we need to pivot, but we don't have enough capital to be able to make that shift. Sit with this problem every day. Sit with it every day. Just be sure that you know exactly, you're able to frame the exact problem, the exact thing. And then with Jupiter retrograde in Punarvasu, what is going to happen is you're going to have sometime around about, I think, next 2 weeks, you know, this aha moment. Well, okay, you know, this is how I can solve the problem. And at that moment, it's very likely that you attract the right kind of effort, or you just get an epiphany, or you're able to uncover some patterns with which in the past you had solved a similar problem, and you're able to go ahead and create a breakthrough. Okay, so that is what the energy is. And Saturn in Purva Bhadrapada, what it's doing right now, Saturn in Purva Bhadrapada is pointing out towards, and Saturn Rahu also, this entire year, they both have troubled us quite a bit. Why? Because Rahu Saturn conjunction, man, that has been tough. Rahu has, kept on pushing us that we have to do this, we have to get to this, and Saturn's been holding back. That energy is slowly moving away. So things that have felt jinxed this year, with this realization of this is the root problem. I don't know the solution, maybe I don't know how to get on top of it, but I know this is the problem, and I'm willing to sit with this problem every day. If you can create this will and this awareness, then Saturn in Purva Bhadrapada is currently representing the energy of achieving breakthroughs by moving forward, even though slowly, but moving forward nevertheless, no matter what. Okay. Now, that is something that I just wanted to, tap into without breaking the flow. So let me read the comment here. Great news. This was an intense year indeed. Yes, definitely it was. Stagnation is breaking. Yeah, you bet. Shubh Amavasya. It's almost my Janma, feeling good. Okay. Thank you for valuable information. My pleasure. Now, there are a few other things here. Hold on. Yeah. So, I mean, if you've been feeling heavy, foggy, distracted, emotionally cluttered, this is the right night to simplify. In fact, right after watching this energy update, start practicing it right now. Just relax, sit in your energy, focus on the root chakra, and do some lum meditations. That's going to be very beneficial. Okay. Now, there's one more thing here that you need to do. Sitting with the problem, recognizing it. What am I tolerating that is quietly taxing my system? What is the one habit that would make the next 30 days calmer? Okay, calm. That's what you have to focus on, right? What am I ready to stop feeding emotionally, mentally, digitally? What is it that you're feeling? Okay, this is something that this energy is something that I need to detach from. Okay. Now there are a few things that you can do. In this regard, what you could do is that donation to some cause that represents the solution of the kind of problem that you're dealing with. So if it's health, donation to some kind of a disease, or donation to some kind of cause that uh, helps people pay their medical bills, or supports them with their medical expenses. That's not a bad idea. If you've been feeling undernourished in some way, if you've been feeling stuck, if you've been feeling like I just don't have the right skills or education, giving, okay, This is the beauty of giving. This is why you actually do donations on Amavasya Tithis, and people don't understand what it is energetically. They just do it mechanically. Oh, Amavasya Tithi, we should go and start giving stuff. Panditji said that. No, realize why. I'll tell you something. I think African tribes, they had a very good they had a very good system, that if you were feeling sort of for an extended period of time like nothing good has happened, because at that time, in tribal life, a lot of things can happen, in a bad way. You can get killed on hunts, children can suddenly die due to diseases and stuff like that. So they would say that, okay, if nothing is happening worth celebrating, then let's celebrate, and something that is worth celebrating will attract itself to us. Okay, that is the logic behind giving, donation, charity. It's not just to do to clear your karma. It's to make yourself unstuck and realize that, okay, you know what? It's not me and my problem. It's my consciousness versus the problem. If I cannot completely solve that problem within my life, within myself, I can do something to solve that problem in the world. You get what I'm trying to say? So donation from that perspective can be wonderful. Right now, that is something that you can do once you've triangulated, sat with the problem and everything. Do a little bit, do something, do anything, right? That can be very beneficial. Right. Thank you for the vibe shift. My pleasure. I felt called, to do that. As I said, deep relationship with Kali and Moola. Today, the comet Atlas 3I is closest to Earth. If that is also energy, how to connect? Please enlighten. Oh, I'm sorry, I was not aware of it. I haven't, looked at it, but I do have the, what do you say, astronomy app. I'm going to look at that later. Pisces ascendant here. Saturn about to cross my ascendant degree again end of this month. Yeah, but this time it's going to be a lot easier. Okay, it's going to be a lot easier. It's going to still be tough if you're refusing to do this work, because this energy right now, the last 11, 12 days, in fact the next few weeks, is the energy of sitting with the problem. Okay, especially the next 11 days. Now you can say that Vedic astrologically, if you talk in terms of Vedic astrology, you can say that, okay, but this is a calendar year change, this is the Gregorian calendar. What does it have to do with Vedic astrology? Well, this is where I say take a holistic view, right? Numerologically, a calendar change is a change. That's Saturn. Saturn doesn't give a damn, what system you're following, right? Flights, computer systems, booking systems. Calendar change is a calendar change, right? So this energy over the next 11 days is going to be especially intense, because this is the energy of completion. This is the last new moon. I think this is the last moon event of the year, right? There's no full moon, there's no new moon after this. It's going to be next year, right? So yeah, we are feeling the Surya Sankranti, right? Is that also energy? How to connect? Jai Ma Kali. Yes, Jai Ma Kali. Now, this is something which I really wanted to share. Quick update. So, if I could just have your attention. I've been hard at work behind the scenes this year. A lot of you must have, picked up on that. The website has been rebuilt to reflect how I work now. Less noise, more structure, more depth. Please check out my website, coachkaushal.com. You will see that reflected. I have changed things, in a big way. And I was feeling this from the beginning of the year itself, you know. And as I, shared, I'm actually in my Ketu Mahadasha period. So I was feeling that, okay, something needs to shift. Okay, so I'm going through these energies with you, man, right? uh, so that's there. Now if you land there, you'll notice that the tone is different on my website, and it's intentional. Okay, that's just to reflect where I think I am now, what my work is, what my work represents. Okay, the new website is a space for people who are serious about clarity and responsible action. That's a little bit more of what I'm doing now. I'm shifting a little bit more in that one-on-one capacity towards, you know, clarity, long-term thinking, you know, policy advice also, that's also the work that I'm doing. Strategic advice, that's also the work that I'm doing, right? But here's something amazing. I'm opening a new depth container called Chetan Jeevanam, a 10-day, yes, 10-day immersive realignment. Okay? Now, this gets interesting. This is not a talk, this is not motivational content. This is a structured reset with practice, discipline, reflection, and momentum. Now, if you worked with me before and you know my approach, you already know, you understand what this is for, right? If not, don't worry. The website will explain it to you. You can just go and check it out, right? There's a waitlist application route. Apply. My team will, guide you to the right path if it's aligned for you. What this basically is, this is a strategic container practice for 10 days, starting from, the 2nd of January. This is a system, this is a structure which will help you hit the ground running. Okay. Now, this is more of how I'm going to be engaging, moving forward. Because what that does is, in a group, you have more energy. This is more, focusing on taking action together, moving together. Okay. So, yeah, just check that out. And that's something that I wanted to communicate. Last 12 days, I'm going to be focusing more on, output, publishing and tightening, less scattered posting, more meaningful content. Because look, I mean, this entire cycle, this entire year, I want to, wrap this up with kind of coherence, finish up a few playlists that have been, lying incomplete for a while and things like that, right? If you want to work with me, you can also use the council request, request council in my new website route that you can explore. And then there's Chetan Jeevanam. So that's just something that I wanted to share. Okay, so you can check that out. Now, let's take a few questions. Ketu was my favorite. Dasha, it was a blessing. Yeah, it is. It is. It's favorite, and it's a blessing only for people willing to let go. People who are not willing to let go, Ketu can be a nightmare, my friend. Right? That's highly needed. Sadhana is the best way to start the year. Yeah, absolutely. But it's not just sadhana. It's more like a structured practice. You know, that's how I work in sessions. Look, over thousands of hours of working with literally thousands of clients, there are common patterns that I have discovered. There are common patterns that I know by now. And the reason for this shift in my website and my work and is that I am no longer satisfied in just being the person who listens to your problems and, provides reassurance. I want to actually facilitate that change. And that can only happen when we do it in an immersive fashion. When we're working together for, an immersive fashion for 8 days, 10 days, right, together. When we're doing the practices together that you need to be doing to see the change. That's what's important. Anyways, sounds very helpful. Yeah. Do check it out. That's highly needed. Feels like yesterday you announced a goal of posting this day. Yeah, absolutely, man. I was thinking that today. I was actually thinking that too. I was like, wow, seems like yesterday I was researching and I was posting about, Posh Purnima. Okay. From Posh Purnima to, what do you say? Posh Amavasya. Yeah, long time. Saturn is Atma Karaka or Gotama, 10th house, Shani Mahadasha and Tarasha. Very good. Fandan, I'm drawn to Ugra Devtas due to my moola placement. Congrats on the change in your practice. You're always on point with analysis. Thank you so much. Yes, Ugra Devas due to moola placement that can be there. Look, Ugra deities. If you have any questions, please write them here because it's getting late. So I'll go and sleep too. I just wanted to hop on here and do this energy update, right? So, as I'm answering this, if you have any questions, you can write it here and I'm happy to answer. Now, so lunar mysticism Vidyaji, right? Ugra Devtas are actually Ugra because they catalyze things. Okay, this is symbolism. Ugra deities are shown in that way because that is a filter, so that people who are just kind of experimenting, people who are just kind of dabbling, do not approach them. Okay, because this energy, it sets to work immediately. It's like a thunderbolt. Okay, so Ugra Devatas, for people who are, what do you say, Moola dominant or even Ardhara dominant, is always going to be, quite a bit. Why? Because these are root level energies. They require root level changes. When you are blessed with, I will say, irrespective of what you've thought about it, when you're blessed with placements that are heavy in Moola, heavy in Ardhara, I would say even heavy in Kritika, right? These are a few others as well, but I'm just giving an example. These are energetic placements which show that your karma is your own, but this lifetime is also about you helping others resolve their karma, about ending oppressive, restrictive patterns that reflect on everybody. Okay, you carry that burden because you are supposed to act in a way that frees other people from that burden, and nobody does it like the Ugra deities, in that regard. So yeah, Purva Bhadrapada also, yeah, definitely. Purva Bhadrapada is also, is an energy like that. Okay then, it was fun to hop on and do this energy update. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Take care.